Next up, we got my man Tim bringing us what's trending.
That intro always gets me hyped. I just want to be like this, you know.
I see you dancing in the background a little bit.
Nah, but so today we're going to be talking about some a particular trending item in the world of vintage glass. So for those of you that don't know, I'm not an expert, but I specialize in vintage and antique glass, porcelain, and ceramics. And one of the hottest items right now that is selling. And I usually try to factor in a bunch of different things when I'm talking about what is trending. One of which I do a live vintage sale every Monday night on my show. So I kind of watch not just my show, but other people who do these similar type live sales on YouTube to kind of see what people are more intrigued by, what are the interests are, and what is attracting a lot of buyers. And one thing is what we refer to in the world of glass as swung vases. Okay, so these are super, super, super popular right now. And a lot of that has to do with the category in which these vases fall under as far as decor categories. So, Art Deco is very popular, but also mid-century modern is very popular right now. And these swung vases are a really nice example of mid-century modern decor when you're using glass to do that. So you always have to think about when you're selling something, functionality versus decor versus collectability or value. So all of those things are going to factor into a demographic of people that are buying. So when you have something like a swung vase, that particular item will fall under all of those demographics because they can be used functionally as an actual vase. They have high decor demand and value because of the mid-century modern appeal. They have collectability because people collect vases, people collect glass, people collect specifically swung vases, and they have value. Some of these swung vases can go for as much as $2,000. Now, obviously, you're going to find a lot of them that are going to be more in the range of the $20 to $40 to $50 range. But still, if you can find these vases for $1, $2, $3, $5, your return on investment is going to be really good on these vases. And then if you get lucky and you come across an extremely large one, that's going to help you as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a quick little peek at what an actual swung vase is. First of all, I will explain to you. A swung vase is going to be a vase. Now, what happens is during the glass blowing process of making these vases, they literally swing the glass up or out, depending upon which direction they're blowing the glass in, which will create these really groovy sort of like waves and stretches to the top of the vase. So instead of the vase being cut at the top, it kind of has like this very interesting style to them. And you'll see that when I show you the pictures. But that is the technical definition of a swung vase. So let me show you guys a couple examples really fast on some swung vases, okay? First up, these are going to be made by L.E. Smith Glass Company. So there are multiple different companies that make swung vases. Obviously, some of the more popular ones right now are going to be made by L.E. Smith, Viking Glass, and Fenton Glass. So let me show you these really fast. So these are L.E. Smith Glass Bittersweet. These are like a Amberina style glass, meaning they have that sort of orange to yellow to red colorway. These can be extremely valuable. Some of the larger ones and the more funky size ones can sell for crazy money. So the things that are going to determine the value of the swung vases is obviously going to be the appeal of the swung. So however that, stretched out part of the glass that has been swung looks, that's going to be one. Another one is going to be color. There's going to be certain colors that are going to have more value than other colors, the harder to find colors, and then, the more appealing colors. Then you're obviously going to have size. Some of these swung vases can be like 5 feet tall. I mean, that might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but I mean, feet. We're not talking about like, like a little flower vase. Some of these vases can be extremely large and can sell for thousands of dollars. So the next set of ones I'm going to show you, this is a collection of Viking swung glasses, and it kind of will show you a little bit of the range of colors of some of these glasses.
Rainbow.
And you can see if you look up top there, you can kind of see where some of that swung is. The top of all these vases are all different because they are hand blown glass, so they have been swung out a little bit different than some of the flat cut top vases that you will see. Now, what you want to do is this is a very simple term. There are I want to say there's over 300,000 swung vases listed currently on eBay right now. And I think close to over 3,300 swung vases have been sold within the last 90 days. So it is an extremely popular item right now. So all you have to do literally is just go onto eBay and type in the word swung vase. And that'll kind of give you an idea. What I generally like to do is I like to kind of, touch them from the most valuable just to kind of give you an idea, because it's always good to know what the most valuable ones are. Now, those are probably going to be much harder to find, but it's good to have that information in your mind and in your bag. So definitely just go ahead and kind of search from the highest value, and you'll notice that some of those are the ones that are going to be huge, very, very tall vases. So then you can familiarize yourself with some of the different colors and some of the different shapes and the makers. So like I said, just some keywords to kind of help you guys as far as researching this trending item right now is going to be swung vase. Okay, so you can just Google swung vase, learn a little bit about what an actual swung vase is. And then, or also type in eBay swung vase and you'll find some of the different examples. Some of the makers that you want to look out for are going to be Viking glass, L.E. Smith glass, and Fenton glass. Now, a lot of times these swung vases are not going to have markings on them because they were made during a time in which these companies used foil stickers. If you find one of these vases with a foil sticker, that's obviously a bonus and will help you in not just identifying it, but selling it and add a little bit of more value to it as well. So once again, L.E. Smith glass, Fenton glass, and Viking glass. And then that's just some of the key words that will help you as far as learning this trending item. I don't see this as a fad trending item. These have always kind of had value over time, but the market for mid-century modern right now is absolutely booming, and these are a staple of some of that decor in the mid-century modern era. So that is my trending item this week. It's going to be swung vases.
Nice. Man, it's always cool to hear about things that, for me, I've seen those things at estate sales, and I'm hitting the gas, like just going past because
I guess I'm gonna have to teach everybody how to pack one of those eventually.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I really sense a packing with Tim, and maybe packing with Tim and Leroy, because these guys are packing. Of course, me and Cernoch have a little different approach when it comes to packing, like, put it in a box, let her eat. But we don't do a whole lot of breakables for the most part. I'm learning though, because Tim keeps showing me these $100, $200, $300 items. I'm like, dude, I've seen that, but I was scared. So there you go.